Hello, welcome to this wonderful restorative stretch training session with me, Rob from the gym tin. I hope you're well. Grab yourself a pint of water. Cheers, take a sip, look ready. Cheers. So today, the water safely to the side. Today we're going to be looking at some shoulder mobility and stretch work for your shoulder, and specifically the rotator cuff. We're going to be looking at lower back mobility as well, and some stretches there. And obviously some work into the hamstrings. So let's find a space. From there, check around one way, check around the other, and make sure you put your phone onto silent. Give yourself some time out to be able to rest and relax. From here, let people know you're taking part in a training session, and if you can, get yourself into barefoot. From here, we can just work by standing on the mat or on the floor, wherever you are, and just working through our hamstring club. So we're going to keep our feet fist step apart, drive our pelvis forward, lift our chest up nice and high, drop our shoulders back into the position. And we're just looking at raising those heels up nice and high behind us. Now, atypically, most people will go really quick through this and let the legs drop. I want you to slow this right down. We're going to lift strong and we're going to slowly 3, 2, 1, and then swap. Lift slowly and then 3, 2, 1, and swap. And again, lift, 3, 2, 1, swap. Lift, 3, 2, 1, swap. Lift again, 3, 2, 1, swap. 3, 2, 1, swap. And again, keep it slow and controlled. Really focusing on what's happening in the back of the legs to be able to create that movement. That's right. Feel like getting off balance. Take a moment to be kind to yourself. Focus back in on it. And release. Let's stand, lift wide, and slowly drop back in. Again, control lift, slow lift, and lower. Control lift, 3, 2, 1. Repeat. Let's go. Lift. And again, work with me. And if you find that leg is just coming down too quick, grab the wall, maybe grab the outside of your shorts or your trousers leg so that it doesn't drop so quick. Use the strength of your body. If you find you get off balance, don't worry. Shake it out, swap leg. 3, 2, 1. Lift again, strong. Pelvis rise forward. Keep your chest lifted. Drive the leg out wide. Slowly down that time. And again, slow control, slow down. One more here. Standing, releasing, rolling the pelvis. Stir around wide and straight. Counterclockwising, closing the eyes. Feeling whereabouts in the stir you are feeling it get too tight. So it could be inside of the hips, in the lower back, somewhere which is just grating a bit. Could be in the ankles. Take that time to find out where it's going. And release. Taking the feet wide, hinging and dropping. Get a nice big stretch all the way through the lower back. From here, we're feeling big toe to little toe, flat down to the floor. Nice big stretch all the way through the back of the legs. Here we're going to allow ourselves to drop just a little bit further. That stretch and increase. Slowly releasing. Now, if you can, take the feet a touch wider. We're going to keep those feet nice and parallel to each other. As we flex, we're going to keep the big toe to the little toe flat down to the floor. Now, if you can't reach the floor, grab like a little stool or something that you can put your hands onto. Could be some yoga blocks that you stick up. And from there, it could be that you just grab onto your shins. Just avoid the joints, so avoid your ankles or your knees or your hips. Just feel that stretch all the way through the back of the legs. Now, as we go into here, we're going to lock out into the shins. Extend the knees just a little bit further. Now, as you do it, you'll feel your foot position will change, especially if you're standing on a little bit of a thick mat, and also if you're doing this in barefoot. You could feel that you bring your hands on top of the thighs. You lengthen through, pushing through, straight on the legs, gliding your backside behind you a little bit further. From here, closing the eyes, we're going to work on gravity yoga principles. We're going to work slowly through the breath, slowly in for 4, slowly out for 4. Quiet the breath each time. Again, chin down, jaw down, nose down now. See if you can curl through the upper cervical aspect and thoracic aspect of your spine. Should you ever drop your chin down and look through your feet, feeling a bigger stretch through the back of the legs. From here, you're going to walk your hands forward if you can. If you can't reach the floor, just stay where you were. So if you can reach the floor, walk your hands so you've now got 2 hands, 2 feet flat to the ground. Okay, as you get to this position here, check your feet position, and if necessary, turning the heels up just slightly. Now, whichever way you are, if you're on your hands here, I'm going to push the heels out even further. You might feel a bit more of a stretch through the medial aspects of your hamstrings, so the inner hamstrings working a little bit harder. You might feel that stretch coming out through the medial aspects of those calf muscles, so the gastrocs getting a nice big lengthening. From here, we're going to walk back up, taking the pressure off slightly. And now we're going to turn our feet out. And again, we're going to feel big toe to little toe down to the floor. We're going to feel a stretch here. Now, as you develop the stretch, you can be walking your hands back in. You might feel this come slightly harder into the lateral side of your hamstrings. Still might be very tight on your thighs. Whichever it is for you. You want to feel big toe to little toe down to the floor. You want to find a nice long stretch through the back. And just practice here, walking maybe down flat to the floor with your hands onto your fingers. If you're not down that far, it might be you just alternate between being on your shins and on your thighs. You can also grab a chair. You could be placing your hands onto a chair right in front of you. Or if you're particularly tired, you could be up on the dining table up here. Also, if you struggle with a bit of gastric reflux, you might want to place your hands just on top so you can lift the chest so the esophagus is lifted and higher, so it's not reverberating back through the body. Again, as we're doing this, we slow breathing right down. We're working 4 seconds deep in, and then a slow deep breath out for 4 seconds. And from here, you can do some walkouts. You can be walking your hands out forward, slowly walking back in. You need to just take notice to what your body is feeling right now. If it's feeling agitated, your body's getting into that sympathetic nervous system. Stretch reflexes start to kick in a bit tighter. So allow a bit of movement, allow yourself out of it. If you're feeling just completely relaxed, maybe a bit of a Zen moment here, you might be feeling a bit deeper in that hamstring. You're just going to hold it there. You're switching off some stretch reflexes, maybe the golgi tendons on the opposite side, just having a bit of time out. And they're going, yeah, we don't need to hold this. You might be able to wiggle those feet just a little bit wider, holding this posture, holding this position, maybe feeling a bit more of a deeper stretch in the inner thigh. You might be feeling this lovely through the whole of the lower back, because 90% of back problem is due to the tight hamstring. Now we're going to turn our feet again. We're going to change direction. This time we're going to try and pull them in so they're nice and parallel to each other. So not turned in, so it's pigeon-toed. We're just going to feel what that feels like in that hamstring. And we're getting a slightly different movement, a slightly different stretch. And as you do this, can you ensure that big toe to little toe is flat down to the floor? Can you feel that everything is integrated? Everything working as a team. From here, we can slowly walk out of this stretch. To do that, you might need to come down onto knees. But from there, placing your feet together, knees together, and if you can sit back onto your haunches, onto your heels, then do so. Lifting the chest up nice and high, shoulders back into position. Chest lifted. Take a slow deep breath in. And if you're struggling to get down onto your heels, take a pillow and sit down on that pillow behind your knees. And your key here, your goal is that you are trying to make sure that you're relaxed, pressure's at the knees, the body is switching off. Nice and chill. From here, we're going to come down to the fours. We're going to place our left arm through the gap, resting down into a forearm, and allowing a shoulder rotation here, and a bit of rotation in the lower back. The further we can reach our left arm through the gap, left shoulder down to the ground, the better. Feeling a nice turn through the lower back. Good work. Now, take that arm a little bit further through and see if you can feel the rotation. Now, as before, if you're finding this too much, grab a pillow, place it underneath your forearm here to give yourself a bit more anchoring. Again, place pillows underneath your knees to support and soften the impact on the glute joint and allow as much rotation through. The back of the knuckles want to be down to the ground, the fingers webbed open nice and wide. Getting a nice big stretch all the way through the shoulder. Here, slowly releasing. Stretching the arms forward and away from the body. Keep the feet side by side, stretch the arms a little bit further. From here, the right arm comes through. Oh, that feels good. Now, as we stretch that right arm through the gap, again, the back of the knuckles are down to the ground, and the hand reaching away from the body. The shoulder nicely opened up. My hips and shoulder muscles are opening up nicely. Back of the knuckles down to the ground. Fingers wide open. Now that hand can go through a bit further and allow it to do so. Again, palm face open, knuckles down to the ground. From here, slowly releasing out, coming back up into a knee position, lifting your chest up nice and high, and sitting on the back of the hips. From here, we walk our arms out forward to straight. And we walk our arms over to the right side, feeling a big stretch to the left side of the body. Really encouraging the side wing muscle of the body, the lateral side, to stretch and lengthen out. Walk your left hand as we're reaching over to the right, a little bit further away from the body, feeling those deep muscles of the rotator cuff and the lateral side stretching and reaching. Try to keep the chest just slightly lifted, breathing nice and relaxed and slow and controlled. We're going to let those arms just walk back over to the side. Again, opening out the whole of the lateral side of the body. We walk the fingers over once more, keeping the elbow down. Nice big stretch through that wing muscle, all the way through that shoulder. Good work. Taking yourself back to the middle again. Stretching out nice and tall and long again. And from there, slowly coming back into kneeling again. And driving the pelvis forward, lifting the chest. Shoulders rock back into position. From here, lifting your chest up high to the ceiling, rocking back on your shoulders. From here, you're going to stretch both hands up and lift and tilt over to the right side. Change the interlock to the other side, pushing the hip of the hand up high. And release. Excellent. From there, take yourself through into standing. And just roll your hips. Just feel your new body position, how much taller you're now standing. You're really driven through the pelvis, your chest is up nice and high. You can feel it nice and lengthen out through the side of the toe muscles. Really, really well trained. There's always a good live hashtag, the live, did a replay, hashtag the replay. It's always something to help you. Please do get in contact so we can help you develop your training further. As always, grab your pints of water. It's really, really well trained. Good stuff. Well done, guys. Excellent training session. Really good in the lower back. Great movements.